You are the last archivist. Your world is dust and silence. The great archives of Cygnus are your tomb. A tomb filled with the ghosts of a fallen empire. An empire that spanned 1,000 suns. Now, it is only you. You walk the silent halls. Your footsteps echo where legions once marched. Towers of data crystals surround you. They hold histories, star charts, and forgotten songs. But you guard only one thing. The final law, it rests on a pedestal in the central chamber. The Codex Primus. It is not made of light or data. It is a book, a heavy tome bound in star whale hide. Its pages are yellowed parchment. Its words are written in two things, the ink of scholars and the blood of emperors. This law is the Empire's final command, a warning passed down through 10,000 years. You trace the cover with a gloved finger. The leather is cool and dry. You know every word inside. You have read them until they are etched onto your soul. They are a litany of prohibitions, a list of things that must never be done. Most are warnings against forgotten technologies. Some forbid travel to dying stars. But one law stands above all others. One law written in the deepest crimson. It is a law of isolation, a command to abandon one specific race, a species deemed anathema, a cosmic mistake. The law is absolute. It promises only ruin for those who break it. You are the keeper of this promise, a lonely sentinel watching over a dead emperor's final word. The dust motes dance in the single beam of light. They seem like constellations just for you. Your only companions in the endless quiet. A sound cuts through the silence. It is a chime, a soft, insistent tone you have never heard before. It is not an archive system alert. Those sound like funeral bells. This is something else, something new. You follow the sound to a forgotten communications panel. It is an ancient piece of hardware, meant for deep space listening. It should not be active, yet a single light blinks on its surface. A distress call. The signal is weak, frayed by distance and radiation. You coax the machine to life. Its circuits groan in protest. Static hisses from the speakers. Then a voice pushes through the noise. It is not a language you know. It is a series of clicks and whistles, a song of pure desperation. The universal translator struggles. It pieces together fragments. Ship, broken. Life, failing. Help us. You run a diagnostic on the signal's origin. The coordinates appear on the screen. They are in the Ashen Veil, a nebula known as a starship graveyard. But it is the signal's biosignature that freezes your blood. The pattern is unmistakable. It is a frequency you have seen only once before. In the forbidden chapter of the Codex, the source of the call is a Xylos ship. The law is clear. The pages stained dark with the blood of a forgotten king. Do not answer. Do not approach. Let their echoes fade into the void. The Xylos must remain alone. Your duty is to shut the channel, to erase the signal from the logs, to return to the comfort of the dust. But the desperate singing voice continues. It is not the sound of a monster. It sounds like a child crying in the dark. Your ship is called the Lorem. It is a small courier vessel, more of a library shuttle than a starship. It is as old and forgotten as you are, but it still flies. You tell yourself this is a verification mission. You must confirm the signal. You must document the event for the archive. That is your duty, you reason. It is a thin excuse. You know it is a lie. You pilot the Lorem into the Ashen Veil. The nebula is a swirl of gray and violet gas. It is beautiful and deadly. The ghosts of old battles drift here. You see the hulks of ancient warships, shattered frigates from the Outer Rim wars, A silent, zero-gravity boneyard. Your sensors scream with warnings, gravitational anomalies, pockets of radiation. You ignore them all. Then you see it, the source of the signal. It is not one ship. It is a fleet, or what is left of one. Dozens of vessels hang in the void. They are unlike any design you know. Crystalline, elegant ships. They look like they were grown, not built. And they are all shattered. Huge sections are simply gone. The edges of the broken hulls are smooth, almost like melted glass. This was no battle. This was an execution. One ship seems mostly intact, a smaller vessel nestled amidst the carnage. A single faint power signature emanates from it. The distress call. It pulses like a weak heartbeat. You maneuver the lorem closer. The silence out here is different from the archive. It is not peaceful. It is hungry. Whatever destroyed this fleet, it could still be near. Your hand hesitates over the controls. The law screams in your mind. Turn back. But the weak pulse continues, and you cannot. The airlock hisses open. The atmosphere inside the Xylos ship is thin. It smells of ozone and something like cold cinnamon. Emergency lights flicker down a long corridor. The walls are made of the same crystalline material. They seem to hum with a faint, residual energy. Your light beam cuts through the darkness. There are no bodies. There is no sign of struggle. There is just emptiness. You follow the power signature. It leads you to the ship's bridge. Consoles are dark. The starfield is visible through a massive viewport. It is cracked like a spider web. And there, in the center of the room, is the source. A small escape pod. Its door is slightly ajar. You push it open. A small creature is huddled inside. It is a Xylos, just a child. It is small with large, dark eyes. Its skin is a mosaic of bioluminescent patterns. They pulse with a soft blue light. It looks up at you. It makes a soft whistling sound. It is not afraid. It seems curious. The child is alone, the only survivor in this massive tomb. It holds out a four-fingered hand. The law crashes down upon you. You are staring at the one thing you are sworn to abandon. You bring the child back to your ship. It is a silent journey through the wreckage. The young Xylos follows you without question. Its large eyes take in everything. Aboard the lorem, the child explores your small cabin. It touches the cold metal walls. It watches the star charts projected on the screen. You stand frozen in the cockpit. The Codex Primus is on your display. The words burn on the screen. They are no longer just ancient text. They are a judgment. Thou shalt not render aid to the Xylos kind. Their existence is a blight upon the stars. To touch them is to invite ruin. To speak to them is to embrace oblivion. The ink of the oath is your chains. The blood of the emperors is the lock. This law is your entire purpose. For 10,000 years, your predecessors kept this vow. You have broken it. The child makes another soft sound. You turn. It is pointing at the screen, at the ancient, flowing script of the law. Its luminescent patterns on its skin shift. They form a shape you recognize. A question mark, a universal symbol. It does not understand. It sees only text. It does not see the damnation written there. You look from the cold words to the living child. The law demands you open the airlock. It demands you leave the child in this grave. Your failure is a weight in your chest. The child walks over to you. It is so small, it barely reaches your waist. It looks up at you. Its big, dark eyes hold no malice, only innocence. It reaches out its small hand again, not in fear, not in supplication. It gently touches the back of your hand. Its skin is warm. There is no blight, There is no ruin. There is only the simple touch of another living being, a being that is lost and alone, just like you. In that moment, 10,000 years of tradition crumble. The blood of emperors turns to dust. The ink of scholars fades to nothing. They were all just words. This is real. You make a choice between a dead past and a living future. You kneel down. You gently place your hand over the child's. You are no longer the archivist of the Codex Primus. You are just you, and you will not leave a child to die. You power up the Lorem's main drive. The ship hums to life. A course is set. Anywhere but here. You will take the Xylos child with you. You will find it a safe place, a new home. For the first time in your life, you have a purpose beyond dust and duty. A sense of freedom washes over you. It is quickly followed by a sense of immense dread. You have defied the most sacred law, and the void has a long memory. A new alert flashes on your console. It is not a distress call. It is a proximity warning. A massive object has just entered the nebula. It did not use a standard warp jump. It simply arrived. You look at the main screen. Your blood runs cold. A warship hangs in the void before you. It is a black, brutalist wedge of a ship. All sharp angles and weapon emplacements. Its design is ancient, unmistakable. It is a Kerr battle cruiser. The Kerr. You know them from the archives. The self-proclaimed enforcers of the old laws. The iron fist of the progenitor's will. They were the ones tasked with punishing any who broke the Codex. You thought they were a myth, a story to scare junior archivists. They are very, very real. A channel opens. Uninvited, a voice like grinding stones fills your cockpit. Unidentified vessel. You are in violation of progenitor law. Surrender the Xylos. Prepare to be boarded. You are an archivist, not a pilot. The Lorem is a shuttle, not a fighter. But you have one advantage: the archives. You have spent a lifetime reading star charts. You know the secrets of this nebula. You know its hidden currents and gravitational traps. The Kerr warship is powerful, but it is also huge. It cannot follow where you are about to go. You push the engines to their limit. The Lorem lurches forward. You dive into a dense cluster of ship wreckage. The Kerr fires a warning shot. A beam of red energy vaporizes a kilometers-long dreadnought hulk to your left. They are not bluffing. The little Xylos child makes a frightened sound. It clings to your chair. You send it a reassuring look you do not feel. You navigate the debris field, twisting and turning. The larger Kerr ship is forced to go around. You're heading for a place on the charts marked the Serpent's Maw, a string of micro-black holes. They are ancient and stable, but they create a gravitational tide that is impossible to navigate. Unless you know the path. A path recorded in an obscure survey from 6,000 years ago. The Kerr are relentless. They launch fighters, small, agile craft that swarm after you. This is a desperate gambit, a roll of the dice with physics as your only ally. You are deep in the wreckage now. The Kerr fighters are closing in. Laser fire strafes your hull. The ship shudders. The Xylos child whimpers. It is terrified. It closes its eyes and presses its head against your arm. Suddenly, an image flashes in your mind. It is not a memory. It is a star chart. But it is not a human chart. It is alien. Crystalline pathways of light. And you understand. The child is communicating, showing you something. It is a path, a shortcut through the debris field, a route that your own charts do not show. More than that, an image of a planet appears in your mind, green and vibrant, Then, an image of beings of immense light. They look like stars given form. The progenitors, the creators of the law. The Xylo's child is showing you its home, and it is showing you the progenitors. There is a connection. This changes everything. The law forbade contact with the Xylos. But why would the progenitors create a law against a species they knew? A species that seemed to worship them? It makes no sense. The child sends another image. The progenitors are handing a crystal to a Xylo's elder. It looks like a key. The whispers in your mind grow stronger. A secret is being shared. A secret that might save you both. But first, you have to survive. You follow the child's mental map. It guides you through a narrow canyon of shattered metal. The Kerr fighters cannot follow. They are too wide. You emerge from the canyon. But your victory is short-lived. The Kerr warship is waiting for you. Your gambit failed. A tractor beam locks onto the lorem. It is a blue cage of pure energy. Your ship is dragged helplessly towards the massive warship. There is no escape. You are brought aboard the Kerr ship. The air is cold and sterile. The corridors are made of the same black metal as the hull. Kerr soldiers escort you. They are tall and imposing in their dark armor. They do not speak. They move with rigid precision. The Xylo's child stays close to you, its small hand clutching your tunic. It is trembling, but silent. You have failed it. They lead you to the bridge. It is a vast, cavernous chamber. In the center is a throne, carved from a single piece of obsidian. A massive figure sits upon it. This is the praetor of the Kerr. His armor is ornate, etched with passages from the Codex. He rises as you approach. He is even larger up close. He looks down at you. His eyes glow with cold, righteous fury. The archivist. The praetor's voice booms. You who were sworn to uphold the law, you have betrayed your sacred oath. He points a gauntleted finger at the Xylo's child. For this abomination. Another Kerr brings forward a pedestal. On it rests a copy of the Codex, identical to the one in your archive. Reaffirm the code, the praetor commands. Hand over the creature, and we will grant you a swift end. You look at the praetor, at his unyielding certainty. You look at the sacred text, and then at the frightened child beside you. The choice is clear. You are an archivist. Your weapon is not a blaster. It is knowledge. The law is more than words on a page, praetor, you say. Your voice is steady. It has a spirit, a context. The praetor scoffs. The law is absolute. It does not have a spirit. It has commands. You shake your head. The progenitors were wise. They would not condemn an entire species without reason. What was the reason? The Codex does not say. You step forward. A law without reason is not order. It is dogma. It is tyranny. You argue with the knowledge of 1,000 generations of archivists. You cite obscure precedents. You point out contradictions in the text. You speak of the progenitor's other laws. Laws of preservation, laws of nurturing young life. You argue that the spirit of the law is to protect the galaxy, not to blindly follow ancient commands. The Kerr on the bridge listen. For the first time, you see a flicker of doubt in some of their eyes. But not the praetor. His face is a mask of stone. He has heard enough. Your words are heresy, the praetor declares. He raises his hand. You have defiled the sacred text with your twisted logic. The law does not bend to interpretation. He points at you. It demands justice, a justice of steel and blood. He turns to his honor guard. Prepare the ritual circle. The archivist has demanded a trial by combat. A sinking feeling fills your stomach. This was not the outcome you wanted. You are a scholar, not a warrior. The cur lead you to a circular chamber. The floor is marked with glowing lines. The praetor and his guards watch from above. Your opponent enters, a champion of the cur. He is a mountain of muscle and armor. He carries a powered halberd. It crackles with energy. You are given a simple stun baton. Some kind of joke, perhaps. The praetor's voice echoes in the chamber. The rules are simple. Defeat the champion. Your life is spared. Fail, and your heresy dies with you. The combat begins. The cur champion charges. He is a whirlwind of brute force. You dodge his first strike. The halberd smashes the floor where you stood. You are hopelessly outmatched in strength and skill. But you are human, and humans do not fight fair. You cannot win his fight, so you must make him fight yours. He expects you to stand and trade blows. He expects a warrior's honor. You give him none. You run. You use the arena's pillars for cover. You throw dust from the ground into his eyes. You use the forgotten human tactic of talking, asking him about his ship, his family, anything to distract him. It enrages him. An enraged opponent makes mistakes. He swings his halberd wildly. You duck under the blow. You tap his knee joint with the stun baton. It is a weak spot in the armor, a detail you read in an old military archive file. His leg seizes up. He stumbles. He roars in frustration. He sees you not as an opponent, but as a pest. That is his final mistake. He lunges, overextending himself. You sidestep. You use his own momentum against him. You trip him. He falls hard. His helmeted head strikes the floor. He is stunned, unconscious. The chamber is silent. You have won. You are exhausted, bruised, but you are alive. The cur guards stare in disbelief. They have never seen a fight like this. You did not overpower their champion. You outsmarted him. You earned something more valuable than victory. You earned their grudging respect. The praetor looks down from his perch. His face is unreadable. He has been proven wrong. He does not like it. As the guards help their fallen champion, the Xylo's child runs to you. It was watching the whole time. It touches your arm, its patterns glowing with concern. Then it turns. It walks toward the codex, which still rests on its pedestal in the center of the arena. The praetor shouts, "Creature, do not touch the sacred text." But the child does not stop. It places its small hand on the ancient book. The book you guarded your whole life. The book you thought you knew completely. Where the child touches it, the cover begins to glow. Lines of light spread from its hand. They form a pattern, a star chart. And then, a section of the book that was always blank begins to fill with shimmering text. Words appear. Words from the progenitors themselves. An unwritten clause. A final command hidden in plain sight. The cur all gasp. The praetor leans forward, his eyes wide. The new text explains everything. The law was not a condemnation. It was a quarantine. The Xylos were carriers of a psychic resonant plague, a sickness that drove other races to madness. The progenitors did not hate them. They were trying to save them. They placed them in isolation until a cure could be found, or until a species evolved with the compassion to look past the law. The law was not a command. It was a test you have just passed. You stand in the arena. The cur champion is stirring. The praetor is silent. The Xylo's child looks up at you. It sends one final thought into your mind. Gratitude, hope. The ancient book glows softly. Its purpose fulfilled. You came here as a prisoner, a heretic. Now you stand as something else. You look at the cur praetor. You look at the Xylos child. The three of you. A new council. You are no longer a guardian of dead words. You are no longer the last archivist of a fallen empire. Your watch has not ended. It has just begun. The archives are not a tomb. They are a seed bank. And it is time to start planting. You are the human who read between the lines, the archivist who rewrote the law, not with blood or ink, but with a choice to show compassion, a choice to start again.